Hi, welcome to the ZP Vlog and Podcast. So we like to do this vlog and podcast every Sunday at 8 a.m. London time. Of recent, I know that we've been starting webinars a little bit earlier, and I'll explain all that because we just, in a good way, been extremely busy. But let me jump into the news from ZP for this week. So this week, some news that we have put out there is things like testing chilies on Food Sense. So ZP has put together some extra information around things like measuring the hotness of chilies and chili powders, and we've actually put together some quite detailed notes around the measurement of powders and chili peppers. So the users of our products like Food Sense can sort of not only get the product but also get, of course, importantly, the guidance as well on actually how to use those products. So that was a little bit of note that we put out there this week. Also at ZP, we're very familiar with the testing of active pharmaceutical ingredients. These are sometimes called APIs. And in the sort of world of, I want to say sort of anaesthetism, and if that's a correct term, but anaesthetists are obviously people that kind of help manage pain and manage sedation during operation. There seems to be there's a molecule at the moment that they're fairly keen on, and I think it's because it's pharmacodynamics. Anyway, the molecule itself is called propofol. If people are going into sedation for an operation, they might be given this propofol, especially in the USA and Europe. But of course, you want to get people at the right kind of level of sedation. And so if you want to control anything, you have to measure it. And therefore, at ZP, we do have the technologies for measuring propofol. So, as I say, propofol is an anesthetic. And at ZP, we have the technologies for actually measuring this molecule. And that was a little note that we put out there this week. This week, we've been extremely busy in doing workshops. And the intention is to have one workshop a month in Norway and one workshop a month in the UK. And so we do have another workshop booked for the 20th and the 21st of June 2023. So we have been booking that. So I suppose in the same vein, we've also been booking another workshop in Coventry on the 27th of June. So yes, we are going to have workshops. So we've just had some workshops now in May. I've just spent the week in Norway, and we're going to have another workshop in June, also in Norway as well, but of course also one in Coventry as well. We do have our ZP Developer Zone webinars, so every Thursday at 8 a.m. London time. I did have to apologize this week because I had to kind of start it quite quick and also essentially finish it quite quickly as well. I started it early and I had to finish it early, but we did do our ZP Developer Zone webinar this Thursday, and there we talked about multiplexing tests, sensor for water testing, cortisol sensors, and functionalizing a SPE, a screen printed electrode. So we have been pretty busy around, let's say, those topics as well. It seems to have been a pretty busy week, but we also we do have some really nice academic collaborators who are using our products in their academic work, and it's been kind of curious to me a little bit that they've been essentially struggling to get the pH sensors to work. So actually we did go into the lab and we literally did the same experiment they did, and I was really pleased because we got some very nice results. We just recorded the whole session just live, in real time. No editing, just recorded it as we went, and we did get some really nice results there. So very happy that our pH sensors, of course, I would expect them, the pH sensors are working just the way we'd expect them. We did, as I say, have a workshop this week in Norway. To be frank, we're really, really lucky to have these workshops. We get some really interesting people from all around the world. So this time we had people from the East Coast USA, people from the West Coast of USA. We had people from Europe, and we had somebody from Norway as well. So it's kind of, it's always a sort of mixed I don't want to say bag of people, that's a bit crude, but we do have a real mix of people, but they were really excellent, really senior guys, entrepreneurial, so great people really. So great workshop in Norway this week and really well organized by our QMS manager. So thank you to our QS manager as well for organizing that. At ZP, we're sort of synonymous for sensing, electrochemical sensing, biosensing. But actually, you have to put a lot of engineering around that kind of technology. So in fact, we have set up a rig this week where we have a reservoir of sample. We draw from the reservoir, we flow the sample over a sensor, and then we send the sample to waste. So the kind of engineering that goes around sampling is also something that we're quite good at as well at ZP. So I just wanted to kind of highlight that. I also put out a little video this week about I kind of call them micro wells. What it is if you make a screen printed electrode, essentially it's all very well and good, but you want to kind of have a target where you can put the sample itself, and so we made some micro well assemblies so that people could put the sample just in the right place and run the sample that way. It's really connected to everything that we've been building towards at ZP, but we do have a platform. We call it Sense It All. And we put a bit more of a video up there this week about this, that the idea that you can take a sample, put it on a sensor, take an app on the smartphone. The app will tell this meter what to do. The meter will run the sensor. We'll get the data essentially off the sensor. The app will give you a number, but the data goes to the cloud. This is a really intrinsic workflow for us at ZP. And we literally showed a live demo of that. The only bit of editing we did was just to speed up, because the assay we were running at that time was actually quite a slow assay. But we just did a quick demonstration of that also in a video this week. And I was really pleased with the way we've got a singularity at ZP, that many things that we've been working on over the years, like how to make the best electrodes, how to make the best formulations for sensors, how to make the best electronics, how to make apps that control those electronics and be the bridge to the cloud, is our cloud. And in fact, one of our attendees came to the workshop this week and he's like, no, he saw Julie, he saw our cloud system. He said, no, this is powerful. I think he completely got it. Like, this is a powerful technology. It's a credit to you as a company. So really appreciated that, somebody very senior could kind of get that insight that, yeah, this is really quite good and sort of a sort of singularity at ZP. So if I was to summarize ZP this week, so we've put out at least one piece of information around how to use one of our sensors, which is the pH sensor. It's a very lab-based video and experiment where we go from pH 4, 7, 10, move around the pHs and show that the current changes appropriately. Very pleased with the results there. We put a lot of videos out there about really around our Sense It All platform, how it works, what it does, and how to sample from a reservoir or from a sample and bring it to a sensor. So that was something that we did cover this week as well. And then we also had a lot of information around our workshops. So if you haven't attended a workshop or you fancy attending a workshop, please reach out to us at Zimmer & Peacock. So I just want to say a big thanks to the support that we get from people. I want to thank the internal team a lot. We've had a busy week. It's been quite intense. And I wish everyone essentially a good week. But thank you for following the ZP Vlog and Podcast. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Okay, thanks very much.